Now we move to literature and arts, continuing on it. Literature, as I said, is madali. Probably, hindi naman siya sa madali. What I'm trying to say is that if you have the prior knowledge and understanding literature, especially if you are fond of reading the classics or the canons of literature, especially those 10 important books that you have to read, no? So probably it would be easy for you, but literature really is very difficult. Kasi it goes beyond the literal sense. It goes beyond what is written on words. Okay, so it doesn't really allow you to no easily comprehend it easily. Like for example, poetry. No, poetry without prior knowledge and understanding poetry. So it would be difficult for you without prior knowledge and understanding it. Like for example, if the poetry employs allusion without knowing that particular allusion, so you won't be able to understand it. Okay, so literature also has its own language. For example, the Gothic means those scary things, no, or the theme of the text are, I mean, is dark, dreary, crime, killing. Like for example, Edgar Allan Poe's The Mask of the Red Death, diba? And then the mood, so symbol, unbalanced music, kasi that's literature, no? And then every writer has their own style, okay? And okay, the phrase, I mean the sentence here is creativity weighs as much as content in literature and the arts. Creativity really. Everybody can write. No, everybody can write, but not everybody can think creatively. Not everybody has the ability or alacrity to put uh, to put into writing everything that is in here, everything that is on the mind. You can think of a lot of things, but not everyone can creatively transfer his or her own thoughts to paper creatively. Everybody can write, I'm telling you. Kasi nga, di ba, you can see this on Facebook. Everybody post everything, di ba? So, yun. And then, the common structures of poetry, as you know, definition, description, example, cause and effect. And then, you know that in your 21st century literature. And then we have in 21st century literature, we discussed the divisions of poetry, prose, and drama. So you all know all those things, all those special vocabulary used in literature and arts. So we have to make your reading efficient and effective. So, or even your writing, no, text structure uses language cues. Okay, so for description, definition, comparison and contrast, problem solution, cause effect, enumeration, classification, recount, thesis, evidence. Okay, so for description, you have to use the adjective or the doskakon, the determiner, object. Okay, so all of it, I forgot the sequence. Okay, and then the adverbs, and then the phrasal adjectives, because adjectives always modify a noun or a pronoun. Kaya yun, di ba? A beautiful house. Beautiful modifies the house. Okay? Because house is the noun. Okay, next is definition. As I told you, the definition is composed of two things, genus and differentia. Genus is the etymology or the origin, and then the differentia is how is it different from the other. Okay. Comparison and contrast. Comparison, the similarities of the things or person, and then contrast is the difference. Problem solution, you know that, and then the problem, the dilemma is if then. So if then, as I told you, is used in coming up with a hypothesis, diba? Okay, cause and effect. So that as a result, consequently, as a consequence, enumeration first, second, finally, classification, an example of kind, type, form of, divided into several. So classification, you know that classify things, okay, compartmentalizing it. Recount is step-by-step process, or the yes, step-by-step process, like for example, flow chart, diba? You are making things in chronological order. Okay, you're doing it chronologically, and then you have the thesis evidence. Thesis evidence. Uh, of course, you're making your thesis, and then all the evidence must be all connected to the thesis, the main idea, the main purpose why you are writing the article. Okay, and it should on the thesis should always show up in the first paragraph. Okay, and all supporting details must be coherently and unitely, no, connected to the thesis. Kasi your evidence, and it should, and there are two ways, as I told you, there are two ways in writing it: deductively and inductively. Okay, deductively is from a general concept, no, from general concept to specific concept, while inductively from specific concept to general concept. Okay, so deductive deductive is, for example, you are writing about the you're writing about a, let's say, the slum area, diba, the slum area in the Philippines. So you are going to look for the general concepts, kung deductive, general concepts about the slum area, and then you are going to use statistics. How many throughout the writing process, you are going to use the different do you call this, let's say, statistics or numbers that are relevant to your article, while inductively it is vice versa, no? So you're going to, in inductive kind of writing or reasoning, okay, so you are going to write first the specific, the numbers, the statistics, before zeroing on the deductive, I mean the general concept. Okay, so why we are poor, why we are still poor here in the Philippines, diba? Okay, so that's it. Thank you for listening.